Hi, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Terri Mead, and I just want to say thank you so much for all of the great comments over the last week for everybody who watched episodes 1 and 2. Episode 2 was significantly better than 1, and hopefully number 3 we are still on the improvement positive trajectory. Thank you so much to Candace, Annie, Patricia, Maria, and Allison. And I'm going to see Allison in just a little bit today, which I'm excited about. And Maria had a specific ask, and I'll be talking about that in just a couple minutes. And I'm really glad that I'm doing these on Sundays because it gives me a motive or an incentive actually to shower, get dressed, and get out of the clothes I've been in for the last 3 days. We've been fostering a puppy who has been a super cute bundle of fur, but who's also a lot of work. I'd forgotten how much work it is to have a toddler around, and having Bugsy around is just like that. He's out at social puppy play with our neighbors, so I don't have any pictures. Hopefully, Ray, any chance you can get a picture of Bugsy in here?
I have no idea how to do that.
Oh, that's my challenge to you. Hopefully you can figure that out. And with me today, I do have my producer and second child, Ray. And I did get a request for more stuff with Ray, so we'll figure out how to do that over the next couple of weeks as well. Although keeping Ray from chiming in is going to be next to impossible. Ray is my child after all. So circling back on the topic of being brave from last week, every day I've done something, and you know what? Just as my research for Piloting Your Life, the book, proved, is that if you do one brave thing every single day, it gets much easier to do other things. And so Ray and I went to the city for an event on Thursday night, and we took the train. And I think I've taken the train 3 times in my entire life, which is crazy because when we are in Paris, I take the metro everywhere. But public transportation in the Bay Area is a little bit more challenging. This week, I am headed back up to San Francisco and plan to take the train at least up first thing in the morning. I'll be taking Lyft back because it'll probably be closer to midnight, and I don't even know if the train runs then, but I'll be taking Lyft back home. So yeah, it's just easier. So hope you guys are practicing some little brave thing every day. And if you are, I'd love to hear about them. So go ahead and respond in the comments. What I've been struggling with lately is feeling a little bit stuck. And I was talking to my writing coach, Katie Cross, the other day about the marketing for Piloting Your Life. And actually it just devolved into a conversation about how I'm stuck in all aspects of my life. Right now, what I'm doing is I'm in a place where I'm having to do a lot of things I don't know how to do, and it's a little overwhelming, and I'm having trouble getting started. And as I actually coach a lot of people through, sometimes it's just taking that one little step, and then it'll make it easier. So that's what I'm trying to do, is every day I'm trying to put into my planner one little thing to make all of the things that I'm doing a little less overwhelming. And I'm actually giving myself a little attagirl for trying something new and learning something new, and seeing that it's pretty exciting to be almost 50 and learning all sorts of crazy new stuff. Specifically for me, it's around sales and marketing. And this ties into a question that I got from Maria, thank you so much, who asked me how I manage my time and all of my different activities. And I have to say I have lots of different systems to help me do that. Everything from my Priori planner, which has all of my daily tasks in it, my daily gratitudes. And at the end of every day, I write down at least 3 wins for the day. There's not really a box for it in here, but I've created that. And then I can keep track of all of the activities or tasks that I need to do from one day to the next. At the same time, I use Google Calendar. We have a family calendar so I can see what everybody's up to. I have individual calendars for my husband, my 2 kids, although Adam is terrible about keeping it posted, which is fine because generally he's not here. He's usually at college. But Ray is actually really good. Ray's a planner, so Ray's good at keeping stuff there. And then, so I also actually use my email accounts as kind of to-do lists as reminders, which can get overwhelming at times. And then recently I started using the Silk and Sonder, I'll show you this, the Silk and Sonder planner. And full disclosure, I did invest in this company. And I actually love it. I'm keeping track of my daily habits, and at the same time, I'm keeping track of the one thing or the one brave thing that I'm doing every day. And also because I'm doing this monthly bye-bye baggage challenge, where I'm encouraging everyone every day to let go of something that's holding us back or holding us down or keeping us from moving forward. I also keep track of those, making sure that I record those every day. So I use that as well. I do have a CRM called Highrise, and I do keep track of all notes and communications, and I do put some tasks in there as well, but really my daily tasks are really in the Priori planner. I've tried Panda, I've tried a couple of different ones, and this one's worked out the best for me. And I see the Silk and Sonder as kind of a supplementary on for some of the softer side stuff. This month it's prompting me to record my dreams every day. And honestly, I wake up and I can't remember them, so I'm doing pretty crappy on that, but I'm trying.
I can count on one hand the dreams that I have remembered, so
well,
yeah, that wouldn't really work for me.
Well, usually mine are anxiety dreams, and aside from the recent dream about we were riding bikes, we got to some place, we parked our bikes, and then someone stole our bikes, and I was riding a lavender bike, and then chased down the person or the people who stole them. I don't remember much. I'm sure that's an anxiety dream. So this week, speaking of keeping track of stuff, this week I'm at the JP Morgan Startup Health Resi Life Science Conference related stuff in San Francisco. It starts today. I'm recording this on Sunday, and I'll be heading out in just a few minutes to head up to the first event of the day. But I actually had to put onto index cards all of the activities, because today I'll be bouncing between, I think, 6 or 7 different things in San Francisco. Tomorrow night alone, I have 5. I have 6 receptions that I've signed up for tomorrow night, and then 4 for the following night. And fortunately this year it's not raining. Usually it's pouring rain, which makes for a really difficult week, but I had to do this so that I knew where I needed to be. And then I have my friend Allison Conti, who's from Oklahoma, who's out here. We met last year at this conference, and she's going to be hanging out with me. And then one of my investor gal pals, Vika Manos, is in town from London, and so she's also going to be hanging out with me. And I wanted to make note of when I'm going to connect with them, in addition to founder meetings, etc., related to this conference. So sorry, Maria, I'm sure you wanted a simpler, easier answer, but I do use a lot of different things. Oh, and when I manage client projects or my Piloting Your Life book project, I actually have a weekly status report that I use for that as well. So,
long story short, write everything down in like 57 different places, so that you know exactly where everything is and you don't have to dig through 16 different notebooks and 5 different programs.
Some of these are all apps, and they're all on my phone as well. So anyway, good news to help me feel unstuck this week. I do have a call with my executive coach, Bev. Patricia, thanks for asking about hearing more about my experience working with Bev. You will hear more about this over the next couple of weeks. I looked back through all of my accounting stuff to do my 1099s yesterday and realized that I talked to Bev about once a month last year. So when I hit a wall and I don't know what else to do from kind of a professional perspective, I'd reach out to Bev, and she helps to give me perspective. She's asked for a write-up, and I'm going to have to put that together between now and Wednesday so that she can get a sense of what's happened over the last month, to know what headspace I'm in. And since I've worked with her for about 17 years, she can very quickly get to the point, ask me good questions, and really challenge my thinking, and actually help me be a lot kinder to myself. And that's usually one of her biggest jobs, is to say, hey, you're doing the right thing, and maybe you can go this way or you can go this way, just to make things a little bit easier, or highlight something I'm not necessarily seeing because I'm just too close to it. earlier I mentioned the Bye Bye Baggage Challenge. You can follow me on Instagram at Terri Hanson Mead, and I'll have the link in the comments or the description below, where I'm putting out a daily challenge in the month of January to let go of something that's holding us back. And it's hashtag Bye Bye Baggage. Back in October, I did hashtag Lift Not Drag and encourage people to do something to lift up other women. This time it's about letting go of stuff so that we can have our own lift in our lives. And for those of you who like puppies, I am alternating the images on Instagram with pictures of Bugsy while he is here. We are going to have him for another week, so I'm going to be tied to my desk Wednesday, Thursday, maybe Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday. And good news, I will be recording this next Sunday, which will be motivation to get out of my sweats and get bathed and get, I don't know, not smell like the dog and cooking and everything else. Speaking of which, Ray and I have been cooking a little bit, and unfortunately we can't cook until Thursday, but we had 2 major successes. So if you go out to Medium and you search for Cooking with Rei, R-E-I, you can see some of the things that we've written about from the cooking from Nothing.
Link in description.
Link in description. Yeah, I need to remember to do that. From Nothing Fancy by Allison Roman and Deb Perlman's Smitten Kitchen Everyday Cookbook. Both of those have been real winners for us lately. And
I'm making bread.
Yeah, you're making bread. Oh, I thought you made it last night. Anyway.
No. I made cookies last night.
Yeah, I had those for breakfast with the coffee. So anyway, I think that's just about it. I think it's time for me to call my lift, get up to San Francisco, and go energize my brain or feed my brain around all things digital health, life sciences, and step back into my angel investor role and see what sort of connections I can make that might help me feel a little bit unstuck and guide me moving forward in 2020. Oh, one more thing. I did take the time to create my visions for my personal, professional, people, and prosperity areas in my life. Steph Salmons, who has a great podcast for, it used to be just for women, but now it's for LGBTQ plus primarily, had some suggestions back in December on one of her podcasts. There will be a link in the notes below.
It's called description.
Thank you. Used to the podcast where we put everything in the show notes. Anyway, I'll put a link to the podcast. I finally sat down and was brave enough to think about what I wanted in each aspect of my life, personal, professional, people, and prosperity in 2020. And she suggests creating a vision, creating 3 actions around it, and then identifying a primary obstacle to overcome, and then what you're going to do to overcome that. And so that was one of my brave things for this week, is to actually sit down there and visualize what I want in 2020 in each of those areas. So I'm pretty excited about that. So that's kind of planned. Anyway, that's it. Anything from the peanut gallery over here? Don't die.
Don't die, y'all. Mom, you can't take my line.
Yeah, no, that's pretty much Ray's tagline.
Also, if anyone watching plays the game, you just lost it.
Oh God.
And if you don't know what I'm talking about, good. You don't want to.
Yeah, no, it's something that's for teenagers, so we will leave that for them. Anyway, thanks for watching. Let me know what you're doing about being brave. If you have kind of your visions for 2020, I'd love to hear what you're doing and then possibly support you. So go ahead and either send me an email at pilotingyourlife@gmail.com.
Link in description.
Or you can drop it in the comments. We will definitely be monitoring that. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And until next week, take some risks, let go, and above all else, have fun.